All right, welcome back, disc golf fans, to the back nine of Moving Day, round 3 here at the 2025 Las Vegas Challenge, presented by Innova. Big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. As always, I'm Derek. This is Chris. What's up?
Are you guys annoyed with our voices yet? Because you've been listening to us for a lot now. We appreciate everyone's support. As we're getting close here to our final card for Championship Sunday. Emerson Keith with the lead right now. Calvin Heimburg taking the bogey. Just there, rounding out the front nine.
Only one back.
Yeah, and Jacob Courtis still hanging out as well. Bradley Williams trying to make a push from Chase. It's these conditions.
Tight race in the wind. I love it.
Are ripping. So we're going to rip right in the hole 10. 388-foot R3. We have OB water on the right side there. A lot of people kind of bail out to the left here. They don't have time for that water, so.
Nice and low. Big flare. Man, ripping headwind. With the water there on the right. Great shot there from Jacob. All right, right there on the edge, a little short.
Whoa. Hey. That would have been something.
Oh, tagging metal. Emerson as well, just a little low.
Little pull tap, little cage smack. So basically this basket's getting hit every way except the chains.
Yeah.
Par in there for Jacob as this came in middle of the pack hole. It's the 8th hardest. Interestingly, only saw 3 birdies on the day. Austin Lott, our buddy Christopher over from
Denmark?
Europe. Denmark, yeah, from Europe. And then Stefan Vincent, all grabbing birdies.
All right, as we head on over to hole 11, par 4, coming in at 635 feet, OB on the right, left, and center for the golf green. Very hilly green. A lot of trees guarding the basket as well. I'd say this is probably one of my favorite holes on this track.
Yeah, good variety of trees. You have the water on the right.
Well, it gives you kind of the best of both worlds a little bit, as this is just
Whoa.
dead straight at it. Tons of ground play.
That's the craziest shot I've ever seen on this hole. Such a good tailwind.
Look at it dance.
And then hits at the perfect angle off the green. I mean,
ramps
he's looking
up,
his chops for that.
Ramps up off of that hump. Yeah, that's
Calvin is
in the circle.
For eagle. I've never seen an eagle on this hole. That's not true. I think back in the day, this used to be a par 4 and shorter, similar to hole 5. But they have pushed it back.
Let's not overlook that Cupcake is also pin high, just very right, as this is just 2 turned over and a very unfortunate OB for Paul.
Paul still with a little bit of work to save his par. He's going to scoot on down there. Edge of circle, putting back uphill.
Yeah, the parts I like about this hole is that it gets to showcase distance throwing off the tee, and then depending on how accurate you are, we do have kind of like maneuvering and a lot of ground play to deal with as well. So,
Wow, and Paul's putting before Calvin. Even Emerson. So Calvin must be right under the basket. Wow.
basically a gimme.
Yeah, 15 feet for the eagle for Calvin. And I mean, this is kind of what I said, I think, day one. These guys are just throwing so far. You put the perfect win in here. I mean, they are outgrowing some of these venues. Pretty soon, this is going to be a 600-foot par 3. Did come in as the second easiest hole, so Paul's kind of on that streak of not playing the easy holes well.
And we're starting to look at some bloody pavement as well. 3 blemishes in a row.
Hole 9 was a double as well, so he must have found OB. Didn't really mention that. We're going to jump into hole 12. 1,000 feet, par 5. Really nice angle off the tee. You have to throw a left to right shot. Depending on the wind, this should be a headwind. Might smack the disc down. Eagle does come into play if you have a good roller, but I just don't think this is...
The roller is not the play.
Yeah, not in
for
this
today's
wind.
conditions. Yeah, a lot of people, I think, not really going for as big of distance because you need a lot of height for that. And in this wind, you don't want to test that. So really just trying to get it out there and make the second shot count more.
Big flare there for Paul.
I like that position the best, even though it's not the furthest.
Oh no.
That's going to be a tough approach.
Oh, that just holds the turn. That's a great shot there from Emerson.
Oh, it wanted to keep turning.
Calvin way down there. This thing is just going to the moon. Finally coming back down to earth, close to OB.
Oh. All right. I mean, it got up there.
Emerson getting pretty close to the sand bunker. Didn't really mention that. So that was a great shot.
Big flare.
Yeah, you could really just throw it hard at the basket because you have a nice backstop when you're over there on the left. All these should check up pretty nicely. Oh.
Just a little left.
not grabbing the birdie. This came in as the hardest hole on the day. So we just saw Jacob getting 2 birdies in a row.
I will also say that this is arguably the toughest hole to film as well. I like the angle of play, but it is a tough one to film.
Yeah, this roaring headwind just was so tough for the field. I mean, it came in .87 over par, only 8 birdies on the day.
Welcome to our instructional disc golf series. If you're ready to take that next step, you've come to the right place. Before we get started on any techniques, I just want to put it out there, there's no substitute for time. Every technique we work on in this series, it's going to require you getting some reps in the field, taking that skill to the course, and putting in the time to have an effective use of those new techniques. Good luck, and it's going to be fun.
All right, 13, par 3, 394, slightly uphill. You got OB long to the right, behind the basket, and all up along that left side. Sloping green, golf green OB, short of the pin as well.
Calvin just making it look too easy. His type of shot just sets up for this type of golf. It just cuts through the wind. Very low and direct as Jacob hitting the hillside. And that's a tough one. You not want to take a bogey here.
Oh. I think that may be a little misdirected from Emerson. Early release.
With that birdie on 12, Calvin is now our solo leader.
Nice shot there from Paul. Good up from Cupcake.
Looks like Cupcake's going to be turning off the oven. He ain't eating no turkey yet. I don't really know what that was. Kind of felt like a putt, but then also a layup.
I think it was supposed to be a putt that he just didn't commit to. Based off the reaction I saw.
So this came in third hardest hole, .82 over par. Only 3 birdies on the day. Calvin was one of them.
Wow.
Shout out Houston Finch from our coverage day 2. And Noah Meinsma. So we're going to move into hole 14. 465-foot par 3. A little bit of danger with this golf green here, tucked on the left side. Aside from that, you have a low ceiling on the right. This is one of those kind of 2 shots and then make your putt kind of hole for these pros, especially in this wind. Usually only the big arms would really kind of try to reach the green. So that's kind of what you would see.
Saw a tombstone into the golf green on day 1.
And things just are not looking up for Paul. This needs to get lucky and sit. All right. See, but even that, I mean, it's a tough putt.
The angle, yeah.
Yeah.
And with there is kind of ceiling there.
Good shot there from Paul.
That'll work. Calvin just kind of playing into that hillside.
This one was the 4th hardest hole, so we're just rattling off all the toughest holes, really, at this point, all in a row. This one was .63 over par.
Wow.
And was an empty nester.
Not a bogey in the field.
Not a birdie.
I mean a birdie, sorry.
I was going to say, plenty of bogeys.
Yeah, plenty. As we jump into hole 15, par 3, 441 feet. A lot of OB here. A lot of guardian trees here. The palms especially being very tough to fight through. You can play short prior to OB.
Jeez.
Or you could just throw it into the green.
Just hit the net. Why don't you? I mean, that honestly is a pretty feasible play. I mean, there's a couple holes in the net, but just throw a big hyzer and hit the net.
Emerson staying safe.
I mean, my ass ain't reaching the green, so I ain't doing that. But.
All right, inbounds for all so far. This is looking good. This is probably making the green too.
Oh, yeah, right off the cart path inside the circle. So look at that. Everyone was clean. That feels good.
Lead card status.
Yeah.
All right.
Money, money, money. Calvin. Smelling the money. Starting to separate himself here from second place at this point.
Man, that wind.
Welcome to our instructional disc golf series. If you're ready to take that next step, you've come to the right place. Before we get started on any techniques, I just want to put it out there. There's no substitute for time. Every technique we work on in this series, it's going to require you getting some reps in the field, taking that skill to the course, and putting in the time to have an effective use of those new techniques. Good luck, and it's going to be fun.
All right, back at it. Hole 16, par 4, 714 feet. You do have OB green up here. You do have the cart path on the left as well. Kind of the theme of the course. We have the basket on a hillside with a slope on the backside. So we're now back into a tailwind. These guys can really rip on one, and this is looking so good. Dude.
That's wild.
I don't even know what to say.
I feel like this tournament is really just proof that Jacob can throw far.
Yeah. Dude is a crusher. So he has a chance for an eagle, which I've never seen an eagle on this one.
Yeah, and Cupcake is throwing a lot of different discs this year. I do believe this is the first season that he is open bag. Recently coming off of a Clash sponsorship.
It's a good pull there from Paul. And I mentioned in round one, like these shots from like Calvin and Paul are like, wow, they got basically pin high. Like they're amazing shots. 5 years ago. And like you look at it now, and now people are skipping off the golf green. It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, rapid growth and skill, I believe. And I think it's just because these younger generations grew up with a lot of the media.
Mm-hmm.
So they've had instruction, they know what good play looks like.
Oh
man.
What?
Dang.
That would have been something, dude. We would have had literally 2 eagles on this back nine. Coming in as one of the harder nines of the tournament, really. Paul getting some green. That's good to see. So we should see some more birdies here. As expected, this was the 4th easiest hole. Almost 40% of the field taking birdie. Calvin preventing the star frame.
As we jump into 17 par 3, 322 feet, slightly downhill, a lot of trees early on in the fairway. You have this rock wall that does come into play a lot more than you think. And then some willows hanging down in the green. Traditionally, you're going to basically see forehands from the righties. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's actually a requirement to throw forehand off the tee.
It says it in the caddy book.
Yeah. And if you have to scramble, you have to throw forehand on your scramble if you hit first available.
If you make the green, you have to kick it.
This is looking good from Paul. If it just hooks up. Oh. Caught one of the last trees there.
But yeah, 4 for 4 forehand.
I wouldn't go forehand here.
Lefty.
I would be different. I'd be different.
Calvin coming up short. Forehand approach, though, puts him in the bullseye.
See? That's all you had to do.
Honest bid there from Paul. Oof.
That's a big putt there from Emerson. Now just one stroke off of Calvin.
Look where CTP is.
Not an ace.
I think that's the first time we've seen the CTP not aced.
Yeah, seriously. Field was really slacking here on Saturday.
There might be a few reasons for that.
Yeah, this one, middle of the pack, quarter stroke over par. So that's going to bring us to the final hole here at the Millennium Course for the 2025 LVC. 392-foot par 3 right on this hillside. Tight tee pad. So you kind of have to hit a gap here. It seems like the miss that you don't want to have is going too far straight and finding the OB parking lot. That would have been crazy. If he would have hit that so hard that it bounced back in, this would have been one of the wonkier rounds we ever filmed.
The stanchions are definitely back enough to help prevent that. We've seen quite a few variations of this hole over the years as well. green being across the parking lot before.
And Bob's going to park the last hole there.
Oh,
Paul just keeps catching that flag, so he's on just a little high. Emerson finishing his round with a winner turkey dinner. Tough bogey there for Jacob. Kind of separates him a little bit from these two leaders.
10 down, Chris.
I know the official. It probably didn't feel like it, but the wind really did come into play as the official rating, 1088 rated.
Oof.
For Mr. Calvin Heimburg, 10 down.
Matching his
Bogey-free
score.
back.
Matching his score from round 1 on this course.
On this course, no, because he wasn't even on lead card. Emerson shot 10 down.
Oh, that's right.
That's the hot round for the tournament. But in those conditions, that boosts that rating quite a bit.
Yeah, so we're getting ready into Championship Sunday. It's been a wild ride here at Wildhorse with all of you. Looking forward to closing it out for the final round of the 2025 LVC, brought to you by Innova. Take care, folks, and see you on the next one.